Here's the answer for day 4. Determine the period and the amplitude of this trig function, and then graph 2 periods of the function. To find the period of a sine function, we use the formula 2 pi divided by b. In our equation, this number is a, this number here is b. So the period would be 2 pi divided by 2, and that's equal to pi. To get the amplitude, the formula is the absolute value of a. And so we have the absolute value of 2, which is equal to 2. The period is used to label the x-axis with appropriate marks. The amplitude is used to label the y-axis with appropriate marks. Because the amplitude is 2, we need to go up 2 units from the origin and label that as positive 2, and go down 2 units and label that as negative 2. That will give us the maximum and minimum, the height of the bumps of the curve. Because the period is pi units, between 0 and pi, we will have 1 period of the curve. And that period of the curve will have 5 important dots. It will cross through the x-axis in 3 places, and one of the dots would be a maximum and one of the dots would be a minimum. Let's find the value of the function when x is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. The sine of a 0 angle is equal to 0. And 2 times 0 is 0. So when x is 0, the value of the function is 0. There's a dot through the origin. Because the period is pi units, when you travel pi units to the right, which is this mark right here, the dot would be back at that same height of 0. Halfway between this dot at 0 and this dot at pi, there is another dot on the x-axis. And that's this mark right here, which has been labeled pi over 2. There's going to be a dot there. Halfway between this dot at 0 and this dot at pi over 2, so this mark right here, will be the maximum. So the dot will be up here at a height of 2. Halfway between this dot and this dot, so this mark right here, there will be the minimum. So the dot will be down here at a height of negative 2. Let's draw in 1 period of the wave. It will go through this dot, and as it approaches the maximum, it'll start to curve through there and bend down and then come right through that dot. It's going to continue down here and then start curving and work its way up to this dot. You don't want to have sharp points like V-shapes. You want these to be rounded humps. Here's 1 period. Now we need to repeat this same shape to get a second period. Nothing in the directions say where to draw the next period. So we could go farther to the right and draw it in this area, or we could draw another period to the left of the origin, kind of in this area. I'm going to keep going to the right. From this point at pi, it's going to travel up here and have a dot at a height of 2. From that dot, it's going to travel down to this spot and cross the x-axis at 3 pi over 2. Then it'll travel down here and have a dot at negative 2, and then it'll travel up here and touch the x-axis again at 2 pi. Let's draw the curve. It goes through here and curves through this dot, comes down through this dot, and when you get down to the bottom, start to curve it back up, and then through that dot. There's 2 periods of the function. Remember, instead of doing that, you could have started at the origin and started drawing towards the left to get another period.